Welcome, my viewers, to a very special Valentine's Day episode of Know Your Universe. Now, yes, one of our first videos we did on the channel was known as Top 6 Batman Lovers, but we didn't go very in-depth into any of the girls. And since we never followed up on that video, we felt that this was the best time to do so. So today we want to share with you the members of the fairer sex who have showered their affections on the Caped Crusader Batman and made his dark heart just that much brighter. So without further ado, we bring you the many loves of Batman continued. Julie Madison. It is fitting that we start with Bruce's first steady girlfriend and fiancée, Julie Madison. She made her first appearance all the way back in the original Detective Comics in 1939 as a socialite actress caught in the middle of Batman's conflict with a vampiric monk. Another tale puts her in the middle of a story with a crazed actor known as Basil Carlo, the original Clayface. While she only has a handful of these early issues, her presence was important in grounding our dark and brooding hero. She was later revived in the post-crisis era by writer and artist Matt Wagner in two brilliant series, Batman and the Monster Men and Batman and the Mad Monk, which was a modern retelling of those early Batman stories. Sadly, at the end of the day, both agreed to break off their engagement as Julie decided to join the Peace Corps. While this may seem to be the end of their story, she has made a few recent appearances in the New 52 universe, as well as making an appearance at the tail end of the Zero Year storyline, so who knows what the future holds for Julie in future comics. Vicki Vale. Another notable love interest sprang forth in the 1940s in the guise of Vicki Vale, the reporter for the Gotham Gazette. The Lois Lane-type character showed affections for both Batman and Bruce Wayne, and her reporter instincts led her to believe that the two personas may be one and the same. Though the world's greatest detective was often able to mislead her away from finding any evidence that may help the case. While she appeared numerous times throughout the years, she made a prominent return during the Battle for the Cal storyline, where she finally learned the true identity of Bruce Wayne. But she decided to not report it to the world because she believed that the work that Batman was doing was more important than the truth. She also made an appearance in the New 52 reboot during the Zero Year storyline and Batman Eternal, so there seems to be a future for this daring reporter for Gotham. Silver St. Cloud. Another socialite, Silver St. Cloud is a hostess to the elite and wealthy in Gotham City. She was introduced in the late 1970s when the stories at DC were able to get a little edgier. Therefore, when Bruce Wayne started dating Silver, it was the first time that it was implied to be a sexual relationship. This actually allowed Silver to discover Batman's secret identity, which ultimately led to their breakup. Bruce was devastated by the breakup, realizing that his crime-fighting persona is what drove her away. So for a time, he even considered giving up being Batman for this girl. St. Cloud continued to make appearances in the comics as the one who got away, but the relationship would be brought into new life in Kevin Smith's The Widening Gyre, which saw the two rekindle their relationship, leading to an engagement. This would be short-lived, however, when the villain Onomatopoeia murders Silver St. Cloud. Natalie Knight. Not all of Batman's love interests were normal, as depicted in the early 1980s with Natalie Knight, the jewel thief known as Nocturna. When she was working in an observatory, she suffered an accident with a radioactive laser that drained her skin of all of her pigmentation, making her skin very sensitive to light. Because of the expensive medical equipment required to treat her situation, Natalie and her adoptive brother Anton entered into a life of crime as night thief and Nocturna, which soon brought them to odds with Batman. Though Batman was able to defeat Night Thief and send him off to prison, Nocturna was able to escape him. Natalie then took a small break from her criminal activities as she began a romantic relationship with Bruce Wayne and Batman. They were so close that when Bruce Wayne lost custody of Jason Todd, the second Robin, she became his surrogate mother and even adopted Jason, which led to Natalie offering to marry Bruce to create a happy family. However, when Night Thief eventually escaped prison, he came back as the Night Slayer and brutally stabbed Nocturna, who was rescued at the last second by Robin, and then they sent her off into a bubble into the air. This was the last of this romantic storyline before the famous 1980s DC reboot of Crisis on Multiple Earths. Next, we have Talia Al Ghul. One of the most significant women in Batman's life is Talia Al Ghul, the daughter of the Demon. She was introduced in the early 1970s as the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, the leader of the League of Assassins. Ra's always considered Batman to be his true heir to his crime syndicate, the Demon, and he plotted to use Talia to get the Dark Knight into the fold. However, we learn that Talia actually loves Batman, and her feelings are reciprocated in the famous graphic novel, The Son of the Demon. Without getting into the details of that storyline too much, Talia and Batman are married, and shortly afterwards, she becomes pregnant. When Batman nearly dies trying to protect Talia from the assassination attempt, Talia realizes that their relationship will make him overly protective, and she fears for his death due to this. So she decides to fake a miscarriage in order to keep her heir for Ra's al Ghul, and Batman and Talia decide to end the marriage, and he leaves her to go back to Gotham with Talia still carrying the unborn child. This storyline spurred the famous creation of Damian Wayne in the 2006 run by Grant Morrison. As you can see, Talia is easily one of the most important women in his life, and she still makes an impact to this very day. Lastly, we have Selina Kyle. Now, of course, we cannot escape Batman's one continuing romance throughout his long and storied publication without mentioning Selina Kyle, Catwoman. Her first appearance goes back all the way to Batman #1 in 1940, and we find that the Bat and the Cat are always at odds with each other. Throughout many issues, we've seen romance and sexual tension in countless examples. On Earth 2, which is considered to be the Golden Age DC universe, Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle have even settled down and married, and they've had a child named Helena Wayne, who eventually becomes the Huntress. Over the years, they have tangled in the world of crime fighting and romance, but most recently in the New 52, we discovered that the two are officially a thing, as depicted in the first issue of Catwoman. While we would love to delve a little more into Catwoman, we will certainly be bringing you an origin video about her very soon. And so there you have it, dear listeners, 6 sweethearts of Batman. While this is only the tip of the iceberg of the love interest for our favorite millionaire playboy, you can see us eventually revisiting the topic of the Caped Crusader's love life in future videos. Oh, and tell us what you think. Tell us who your favorite woman in Batman's 75 years of publication is in the comments down below, and we hope you enjoy this unique view with the comic book superhero. Also, don't worry, Marvel will be getting the same treatment in the many loves of Daredevil. If you want to chat about this video, join us on Twitter at Comicstorian, and if you want to enjoy some gaming variety videos from the same team that brings you Comicstorian, join us over on the gaming channel Eligible Monster. That started this whole thing off for us. Thank you, I'm Benny for Comicstorian, and I will see you guys next time right here.